at the track. It's not raining yet. Well, technically I'm not at the track, I'm outside the track waiting to get in. Bit of a line here, turned up basically at peak trying to get in. So the good thing about that, there's a few cars to look at kicking around. I won't bother videoing right now. They're mostly on, well, some on trailers, right? So we'll try and catch them in their native environment. Oh, there's our mate Mike. We could go for a ride in that anytime we feel like. There's Ben again, he just wants to be on the camera. You guys will definitely want to see this. That doesn't live there, okay? For people who aren't car people, it's put on in the pits to cool it down. It doesn't stay on there on the track. A very, very, very good replica of one of the GTRs that, very good replica. One of the cars that dominated in the, was it Group A? That eventually went through and became V8 supercars. That is some coin, some effort, pretty bloody awesome. Loving it. It's the VIP section. Oh, look at us fancy guys. Oh, we got a mate. That's interesting timing. Hey, you got a rattle gun on your roof, bro. And that's got to have a Nissan motor, seeing as it's a Mazda. We'll see if we can have a look and see what's in that. The choice files guys with their link marquee. Link is you all day. Now there's a, oh look, there's that. This is pretty fresh. Has been in the build for a many long time, and it's just very recently got mobile. If that's the owner, I may have met him via the internet, but not in person. Reg Cook had some things to do with this, I believe. If you're wrong. Very cool car. Replica for, who was it? Hang on, we'll find out who drove the car, because it doesn't say on there. That's the owner. Oh, Bob Sharp. There we go. We don't need to ask. It's obvious if you look. Very cool. Very, very cool. It says on the front. I need to pay more attention. So, I was mistaken. This is even newer, even not used as much as I thought. This is brand spanking, has not done any kilometres. This is off the trailer to here sort of thing, is as far as it's moved. So they're saying the brakes aren't even scuffed in, not even used. So brand new. They had a wee chat with Grant and his guys, good guys. So yeah, look forward to seeing it out there and enjoying it. Very cool. Yeah. Nissans all day, Nissans everywhere. Oh, and a couple of rogue ones. I don't know what that's all about. They should make them park somewhere else. Lamborghini over there. Somewhere around here is Josh with the R34 that we worked on. Did some things, made it look pretty. I don't know where he is. Got to try and find. Oh, wait. There's a whole lot of cars over here. There's a heap of cars over here. I reckon he'd be over there. He'll have to excuse the PA in the background telling a story about a GTR. I believe it's probably the one that we looked at earlier. The race car. Nice. There you go. GTR. Sylvia. GTR. GTR. GTR 350Z. There it is. There's Josh's car. Don't know where Josh is. Yeah, all right. Uh-huh. SEMA. GTIR. GTR. GTR. 280. 280? Is it a 280? Yeah. I got it right. Oh, with an RB. 25. It could be lots of things, but he says it's a 25, so it's an RB25. Could be a 30 bottom end or anything these days. Oh, it's custom paint too. It's not just factory paint. Very nice. Yeah, very good. See you later. 350Z. Sylvia. Probably a, I don't know, it's a GTST. Oh, look, something different. We like different. This is cool. Oh, there's some effort gone into this. Oops. Sorry. Getting in the way. Oh, look, we know that one. Another one. GTR. How many GTRs do you want? What's that? What? It's not entered, it's just randomly parked. Oh. How does... I don't know. Has it been repowered? That's confusing. Oh, there's more. There's more. Massive engine cover.
Alright, yeah, just actually...
There's some random ones here. What's all this all about?
Straight away I want to say ST Whiting Extreme Vehicle Tuning.
There's people everywhere. Oh, he's filming, so I'll go this way.
Mate, good to be here. There's a lot of...
There we go.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll just come over here so we can stop that screeching on the microphone.
Some time I better put some gear on to go out. Why is that sat way over here? That should be closer to the main deal. Same with that.
But yeah, I have a lot of experience in the
car
industry. So
there you go. We've got most of the cars for you. Well, the ones that are here right now. Excuse the PA. I might have a think about getting semi-prepared to go out on the track in 40 minutes or whatever it is. Back in the workshop. It's Monday. I started a video yesterday and threw it away, left it. I should have cleaned my hat. Should I have cleaned my hat? There you go, that looks a bit better. The Beastie, it's pretty good. I've had to clean up a little bit of an oil mess, my bad. The crankcase breather tube on the right hand side of the engine, because it's backwards in the car, left hand side of the car. On there, I obviously didn't tighten this up enough, my bad. It wriggled loose, came off, oil. Not heaps of oil, no fire, just made a mess. Look, I did the grip session. You can have a look at that while I'm talking. I did the grip session and that was all good. The lights of doom started to flash on the dash there. That was oil temp. I just looked at that and went, oh, let's do a couple of cool down laps and send it again. Oil temp was probably coming up because oil level was getting a little bit low, because this was full up to this hose where it recircs it there, and we'd lost, I'm going to say, a cup. It wasn't a whole lot, a cup of oil into the stuff and things. So oil temp got up, yeah. And then I was going to do the drag racing, pulled into the pits, got out, checked the fuel level, got back into the car and noticed a little oil residue just down here, because it can sometimes get in through nooks and crannies. It was just like a teaspoon of oil smattered around that general area. And I was like, nope, what's that? Look at all these great sponsors. Got out, had a look, saw that, thought I could put that back on, and I could also have a fire if all the oil that's around here with a lot of ethanol in it, because poor old motor's got quite a bit of blow by. It could just go whoomfa. So I was like, oh well, let's flag it. Let's not do the drag racing. It was almost a foregone conclusion with the results on that one anyway. And let's put the car back on display, tidy it up a little bit, and continue to have a good day. So the good thing, this is relatively well sealed, certainly compared to everything else on the track. It's very well sealed. So there might have been, I don't know, like 30 or 40 mils of oil in this general area here. And there was nothing dripping out of the bottom of the car. So that was all pretty good. Haven't cleaned the wheels. That's the right hand side wheel. You can see that is basically clean. There's no oil on there or anything that hasn't come out of the car. So yay, good. Now, there was a very important man there at the event, HarroshiTamura. Excuse me if I've pronounced that wrong. He's a ambassador for Nissan. He was a man of many hats over the years at Nismo and Alltech and Nissan, and was heavily involved in R35 GTR design and many of the other GTRs, I believe. You can look up his vocational history, because I won't remember it all, but he's a legend. When he retired, Nissan were like, hey, do you want to be an ambassador? And he's like, definitely. So I wanted to ambush him and get him to come and have a look at this car. It was a bit tricky, called him a couple of times during the day. He's a very busy man. Like, they don't have a lot of spare time. Everybody wants, they got to see everyone's car, right? Everyone's car is the coolest car in the world, and they got to see it. So I very humbly approached him, more or less abducted him at the end of the day and said, please, you've got to come and have a look at this car. I know everybody thinks they've got the coolest car in the world, but you should come and have a look at this car. I don't think I even introduced myself, actually, because it was not about me. It was about the car. I made the car, but you know what I mean. So anyway, so he's a nice guy, and I think he's 100% into all cars. And he came over here, he was all smiles and everything. But there are some photos kicking around. I think there might be some video maybe from Race Cars Universe. I'm not entirely certain on that at this point. So we're wandering over towards the car. I point to the car. You should have seen his face light up. It went from, I'm an ambassador for Nissan, I must be seen to be happy and enjoying. I think he was anyway, genuinely. I don't think there was fake, but on the level of happiness and enjoying what he was doing, he was up there. And then he saw the march and that went off the Richter scale. His face just lit up and his phone came out of his pocket so fast. It was cool. It was not fake. It was not, I'm here to do my job and I need to look happy. And this dude, he loved it. So he's looking at the back and everything. Opened the boot for him and had a look and asked a few questions. I tried not to babble too much. It's bloody hard, right? Because I'll 100% admit I was pretty proud of this guy. I was impressed with the car. I thought he would be, and that's why I thought he needed to see it. For him, as much as for me. So anyway, he wanted to see inside the car. He asked if he could see inside. I said, absolutely, you can sit in it if you'd like. And I opened the door. He was sitting there so fast. Boom, he's in the car. I was like, wow, okay. So he's sitting in there and he's looking around at things, and I flick over and there's the ignition switch. So that's on, right? And he goes, oh yeah. And I said, and the hazard light's the start button. And he was, boom, this thing was going. And vroom, vroom, gave it a couple of revs and he was, yeah, happy as. And yes, it is the hazard light switch that starts the car. For irony, it's funny, I think. So car went good, no issues. That was the issue, was that I had not done a nut up on the oil breather hose and it came loose. One or two of the coil packs, the bolts on there were not tight as well. My bad. I don't know where or when I missed those, but I did. My hand's getting sore hand holding the phone. The roll racing, I think we P3'd in the roll racing. The last race I had against Deceivin', I can't remember his name. The owner's name, sorry. I hung on to first gear too long, bashed it into the rev limiter, and you can see the car and some of the external video that other people will have. You can see the car was pulling pretty hard, not doing too badly against him, and then it just slowed down for a bit, and then I grabbed second and carried on. That I think we were going to lose anyway. He beat us by, I'm going to say, a car length and a quarter is my guess, about that, something like that. But it took NOS and drag radial tyres and a massive clutch kick at the start and me banging into the limiter in first gear for that to happen. I think if I didn't stuff that up, it might have been within half a car length, but we still probably would have lost. If we took the NOS off him, now it'd get interesting. And if we put road, technically the Hoosiers have got a dot rating on them, but if we put track tyres on there, road tyres like the AR ones that I'm running, I don't think those big boys could do it, I think it'd be game over. The traction would be gone and all the horsepower they've got just wouldn't help them anymore, and they'd all get their asses handed to them by a little Nissan Micra, powered by other things other than Micra, which would be funny. Not because it's my car, just because it's a Nissan March kicking GTRs, but it's hilarious. I wouldn't care if it was your car or my car, it'd still be funny, just as funny. Yeah, so there's some in-car footage. I'll smash that up. I'll try not to brag too much about having the Nissan Ambassador in the car. There's some photos. I don't personally have any video. I will smash up some photos and you can have a look at those. That face, unmistakable, genuinely happy person enjoying. Like, he enjoyed the whole day, right? That's why he's a Nissan Ambassador. And I'm sure he was, well, I'm not sure, but he would have been happy seeing a lot of the other cars. But this one's made specifically. That's the goal of this car, is shits and giggles, to entertain people purely because of what it is, right? And to stand out from the crowd based on the reaction over the years. 100%. Yep, win, done that. Got to make up my mind whether I tear that motor out, pull it to pieces, or whether we leave it in there and send it for one more event, being Chrome, which is coming up in the future sometime. Enough talking. Here's some in-car, here's some photos, and rah-dee-rah. Thanks for watching, cheers, bye.